Peter and the Starcatcher is a play written about Peter Pan, and it's that guy, like how he got his name, why he lives in Neverland, who Captain Hook is, how did he get a hook. It really starts in a very abstract space where it's on two ships, and Peter, his name is Boy because he doesn't have a name, and he's put on a boat. And on that boat, he meets a girl named Molly. He learns so much about the world around him, and it shows his journey of gaining an identity. And once you have an identity, you gain a perspective, you gain priorities, you gain autonomy over yourself. It's just about a young boy who learns from a girl, Molly, who he is and what he wants in the world. This story, I feel like resonated with me as an audience member when it comes to being deaf in this world, because oftentimes we're born and we're like, you just can't hear, that's all, which is true for a big part of it, yes, but the other part is there is this sense of otherness, and there's a different experience, a different perspective of the world than what hearing people have. And I felt like a lot of times in my life, when I wasn't really owning my deaf identity, I was getting a little bit lost in the world. And so I felt like this script really resonated with that, and so I wanted to put this story in a deaf school. So the play takes place in the dorm of a deaf school. So there's deaf schools all over the country, and they have students who stay in dorms for the week. And sometimes they're allowed to go home for the weekend, but a lot of kids opt to stay at the deaf school. So that felt very similar to Peter and the boys staying on Neverland, because they wanted to stay and play. Well, deaf kids want to stay and have access to language. So I'm using that real world life experience and putting the play in that and allowing us to explore what does it mean when deaf kids play in the dorm room.
I think it's really a great experience, really, to have both hearing and deaf actors. I know that this is hard, like acting together with them, and it makes it a little bit different because I can't hear and they don't know sign, but it makes it a little bit more fun and unique because they can learn a little bit about us and we can learn a little bit about them, their perspective, and they can see our perspective as deaf actors as well. So I really think that having that collaboration is a really good experience.
It's very new for me. I typically am in a very deaf environment, but now I'm learning how to interact with a mix of hearing and deaf people, and that experience has been super interesting.
I have learned so much from the director, Josh Castile, and he has so much insight into the deaf community as a deaf person himself, but he's so in both worlds that he's doing an amazing job at bringing all of the hearing people and the deaf people together in one room.
I think we are seeing that people want to see stories told by different people. And I think people aren't sure that they want that. And I'm noticing that people come to see deaf people and then realize like, oh, storytelling is a big aspect of deaf culture. So I think we bring a unique perspective and a unique experience to the theater. And so I hope that this becomes more commonplace. I'm also interested in doing this play beyond Janesville. I'm really grateful to Janesville for allowing me to start and build this show with these people, with this community. It's a really wonderful community. And being a deaf director, I know that accessibility for shows is so important because I go watch theater a lot and there's not captions, there's not interpreters, and so I kept that in mind when I was building the show because we put captions in the projection, which is happening on a big screen. We also have 2 TVs on the side of the stage, and the TVs will caption the whole show there. There's actors who are signing, and when they're signing, we have voice actors voicing for them. So people who are speaking, there's captions. So I've covered all the bases throughout this production, and I think people can understand what's going on.
And the story is the same as other Peter and the Starcatchers, but it's a little bit unique in the way that it adds a little bit of deaf culture and a little bit of perspective. And I promise you, you will like it. So come watch this show. It's really fun and inspiring, and it's really cool.